Are we live? And welcome. It's that world of abundance. Giving time for people to come on in. You can see in the background we've got Pulsechain on the screen. Great day. This is live at 5, little after 5, 5:09. Welcome to the program. I am your Happy Healer lover. It's a beautiful day, transitioning into a night. It's Orlando, Florida, aboard Happy Force One. It's always about love here on this program. As you can see, we have love on the chart. We have love here in the program. I love you. This world is about love. Creation is about love. You are a product of the Almighty Lover. Welcome to this program. Okay, so as you know, we've been discussing and doing a lot within the Pulsechain ecosystem, no matter where you're tuning in from, whether it's one of my traditional spots, for example, on Facebook. I have a lot of friends over there, and welcome to the program. I'm so happy to see you. And you know what we talk about, you see it on the screen, it's Pulsechain. It's a vibrant new ecosystem filled with wonderful people who are so eager to build that new world of abundance that I've been talking about for years, indeed, decades. This is about progress, my friends. It's about making a new beginning for you and your family and your lives, and for all of us. It's so possible. We can do it. I know we can. I've been at this for such a long time, and I've made so many friends. And here in this ecosystem, here on Pulsechain and the blockchain and everything that it represents, true decentralized finance, we're going to be talking about so much this evening. I'm going to take you on a tour within the broader ecosystem, within Twitter, where a lot of the community coalesce. And we're going to talk about the bridging opportunities, getting into Pulsechain, and how that has changed just a bit. It's important to know this stuff. Do not fear it. It is decentralized finance, and it is the safest way to do it. And that's what we talk about, and we teach about that. So that's what's happening on the program this evening. So welcome to it. I am your Happy Healer lover, and we will go ahead and get things started right now. So one thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this decentralized finance is some people were a little bit off-put by, maybe a little fear, because that's one of the driving forces in finance and in this world, about doing the bridge a certain way. Because before, you would go on a bridge and it was like a website. You connect your wallet to it, which is your decentralized wallet. Typically it's a MetaMask, but it could be the Trust wallet, or it could be some other kind of wallet as well, or a Trezor wallet, which is like a hardware wallet. And there's a lot of ways to do these wallets. And in fact, if you want to learn about securing your wallet, go back to one of our previous programs where we talk about just that. And it'll consistently be one of the things we talk about on this program. In any event, it's so much better being able to put that information, the way you get onto the bridge, directly onto your computer, onto your desktop or if you have an Apple like I do. And you can work with the program in order to do your bridging. It brings you right back to the website. It will be so seamless, but so much safer, and nobody can take it down. So this is how it's supposed to be done. And that's what we do in this community, and that's what everybody's building in this community, better ways in order to achieve decentralized finance. Also, if you're one of my friends or if you're in the community already, you know that we've been wrestling against darker forces in this world. You know that if you've been following me for the past decade in any extent, that's one of the things that I fight against, just because I know how important our value is. I know that we're all in this together, and in fact what that means is that we should be there for each other in the most genuine ways. It shouldn't be fake, because when we make being there with each other a fake thing, we lose so much. We really do. And it makes our interest in the things we're doing just lackluster, and we sell off the value of people. But one thing that you have to notice in the world of as it is, that it's a selling point. A lot of people do greed because they don't know anything else to do. It's the thing that interests them. It's how they see the world work. It's what they think works. No, there's another way that works. And it's important to talk about that. And, you know, some people in the community get really up in arms. They are so just brought to wit's end on how to make that a real thing. And I just say to them, do it from your heart's perspective. Think about the people that you care about most. For me, of course, I care about everybody. And I'm serious about that, because I know how precious life is. All of our value is so sacred. And I've seen people that I care about, they've passed on. There is no second chance. When you get it wrong, it's done. And we all have to recognize that fact. It's sad to lose people you care about in this world, knowing we could have done better. Knowing that they deserved better, and that the living now still deserve better. That's never going to change. We'll continue to deserve better until we do better. And so that's why tonight we will discuss some of that stuff on the program. Now, Tangent in the community, this is in the Pulsechain community, has been, a little bit disturbed, as you know. He is one of the people that I talked about on Spaces at one point, or with, not about, but with, on Spaces, and addressing some of these greed issues within, cryptocurrency, and how it can be better, how we can be closer, more tight-knit. I really believe that that's where abundance comes from. I know it in all of my heart. I've been enough in the world to see and to know and to do. I've learned that that is what's most special. And to do it any other way is to give up so much. So I talked about that with passion, and he wasn't really used to having to defend his ways and the things that he makes prioritizing in his life. It's a lot like we see Brutes. He shares a lot of love. I heard him just this evening. I don't know if he's following me, but I was in a Recordian space listening to what they're doing. I like to know what's going on in the various spaces, and we're building. And here he shows up, and his buddy shows up, Ian, and, they didn't sound bad. They're talking about, their interest in blockchain or the community and marketing, and having met former President Donald Trump, which of course is just filled with envy. I say be careful with that stuff. This is not about envy. It's about real results. So a lot of people give him a free pass on the things he does, but he could be a better person. And I think you watch the program, speaking directly to B Roots. I think you could do so much better, B Roots. Come on. The greed that you put forth, putting yourself forth, forgetting about others, not thinking of growing in ways that grow us all together. being willing to dump on people's heads after welcoming them to the community for the first time. That's all lesser thinking. Telling people, follow the laws of meme, and that when you do, it talks about dumping. That's not how we grow. And people that dump their coins in Pulsechain or Hex or any of these coins, that's not a smart thing to do if you believe in it. These coins are going to do much better than they're currently at. We haven't even reached sacrifice rate. There's no reason why anybody who believes in these coins should be selling at these rates. That's my honest opinion. Of course, it's not financial advice, but that is my honest opinion. And to do that, you'd lose so much. You want to gain the most out of your investments, and you want to make the most out of them. So that's what we talk about, is abundance thinking, the abundance mindset. And to do that, it's very simple. Build the community. Think about Metcalfe's Law. Think about how we can build a community together, sharing the passions that we all have. And that's why I was listening to Recordian. I want to hear about their passions, what they're truly building. Is it about greed, or is it about building something special? And that's what I like to search out for and portray on this program as it grows, and the people that listen. And I know there's powerful people in the community that listen, just like on the outside world when I was doing other things. There's people who understand that what we talk about is right. Even Elon Musk talks about the world of abundance in his own language. He wants that for you. I want that for you. I could turn my back on this idea of abundance in a single moment, think just about myself, perhaps be enriched for it, but I couldn't live happily. And I know that whatever enrichment I received, that by doing that, it wouldn't be nearly as enriching as the world of abundance. Because in that sense, we bring about new technology, new ability, and we make lives easier. We acknowledge the value of every life. In only such a setting can you truly say you're bringing everybody on board and going on that journey. If you're doing anything less than that, if you're just worried about yourself like how Bruce does it, then you're going to leave so many other people behind. Sure, you could be nice, you could smile, you could do that. You could even pretend that you're offering people value, but you're actually betraying their progress. You're betraying your own progress, because what we could have built together is so much larger when we do it together. That's the whole reason why we do it together. When this math in crypto, we realize that when you grow your community by tenfold, you grow the price of the underlying asset by 100-fold. That is Metcalfe's Law. That's what makes it so exciting. So instead of staring at charts, go find somebody in need of a brighter community that loves unconditionally, that welcomes them in as newcomers and gives them a place in order to grow their foundational future, their financial future, their happiness, their love and abundance. That's what Pulsechain is about. That's what Richard Hart is about. Listen to the messages and be careful to follow what it truly is, and be helpful to the progress that we're all working for. To do anything less is to miss the boat, is to throw us off track. And many people are so good at that. I say rearm your efforts to do it right. Be humble. Recognize we can get it wrong at any point, and that's what we've been doing. And the smartest people get it wrong because they think about, they're too short-term thinking for one thing, and they live with fear. They're always thinking about what bad might happen to me tomorrow and the next day. Oh my God, how am I going to survive? You've got to maybe in some cases settle down. Maybe in some cases downsize your worries. If they're just worries, downsize those. If they're more financial, downsize your financial needs so that you can be a long thinker. You can go into the future and think, what are we really building? Because that's what's truly going to enrich you. If you want to think about a world that can actually tackle anti-aging, life extension, the greatest benefits, technological achievements, artificial intelligence, an efficient world. That's the world of abundance. And if you do it with unconditional love and instilling that sacred value in people, you get it right. These are very strong spiritual energies that we are working with here. And when we get it wrong, any wrong is okay at that point. And I warn of this, because once it's okay to betray your brother, how far do you betray your brother then? I say not at all. I'm not telling you you can't have a great time. That's exactly what a great time is made of. It's made of treating people right. I'm not saying be boring. I'm saying be courageous. It's the abundance mindset. Do it with love. Do it with longevity. Think about your progress here within this community, within this world, within this life. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but think about it going into the future. Think about in the next year from now or in the next 10 years from now. And speaking of B-Roots, that's one of the things you do, buddy. You think about progress and you say, at the top of this next bull run, I'm out. Where? Where are you going? You're still in this world. Are you planning for the eventual destruction of the world? Buying guns, losing your sense of self? There's a better way, sir. And I think you should find it. Your own life counts on it too, you know. And so does everybody that you love in this world. If you want a better life, it takes working for that better life to have it. It doesn't just come because you wanted it. You have to make it happen every day. And then maybe, with enough hard work and ingenuity, you can make a difference. That's what I do in my life. And yeah, it's frustrating because this idea of the abundance mindset does not go well over with people far and wide because they're so used to the fear that they work on day in and day out. But that is weakness. It's not strength. And you see their weakness in everything they do, even when they don't see it. There is a better way, folks. We have to come together. We have to be more courageous in how we do that. And I know we can. And my job, my wish, my endeavor, my hope is that we show Pulsechain, this wonderful place where we're building this community, to be that place where we can build something special. We can do it. We have to do it. What is the alternative? I know many of you plan on you're going to move here to this country and that country. How many times can you continue moving before you fix the problem that causes the moving in the first place? The abundance mindset. It goes back to that. Every time it goes back to that. You cannot escape it. We have to fix this world. At some point, running from our problems is no longer an option. At some point, we have to get strong. We have to be courageous. At some point. And by the way, when you're watching how we're doing this and we're coming together, have courage. When you see the whales and they're buying in on Pulsechain, they're doing that for you. They're buying Hex. They're doing that for themselves. They're building our community. Don't be fearful and sell on their buys. Again, not financial advice, but my opinion. Don't sell on their buys. Not unless you think the game's over. We're building the world of abundance. Folks, come into Pulsechain. If you know me from anywhere else, come into Pulsechain. That is where I'm at. Look on the screen and see HappyHealer USA, HappyHealer Love. That is me on Pulsechain in our community. Join it. Get involved. Folks, this is where the abundance starts, right here. Nobody else is building it for us. This is decentralized finance. I'm here to help you navigate that future. And I have such faith in it. I have such faith in you. I have such faith in that future. And I know we can do it if only we put our hearts together and we recognize one another's value and we never give up on that. And we stay consistent to that. And we go and go and go. And we just love. It's so centered to what we are about. So central to our soul. And it's so needed in this time. Think about if you were to die tomorrow. What did you leave behind? What legacy did you leave for others to remember you on? The things you do most important in this world is the love you share. Make no mistake about it. There is no better way to share love than to build that world of abundance. Don't kid yourself. Don't fall to greed. Don't falter because of fear. Work with love. Work with courage. These are spiritual forces. Look at the world of abundance as being something that is inevitable. It is the only way to get forward. It is the only way to get forward and survive at the same time and have that special life that we all dream of. We are all just vessels of energy. And yet that is exactly what Pulsechain is a vessel of energy. And make it the best energy. Grow to it, give to it, love to it, go all the way. Bring your family, bring your friends. And that is my opinion. Based on many years of life, hardship, struggle, and fact. Everything's wrapped up in that. You want to better your life? You want to get your body together? You want to work out? Get to the world of abundance in your mind. Get the abundance mindset right now. Have that courage. Have that willpower. Greed is so petty. It makes a commitment and then it gets all fearful and it steps back. It makes a commitment. It can't stay in one position because of its fear. I say get comfortable. Get comfortable in the idea that you are part of the solution, that you're looking at the problems in a pragmatic way. You're standing with brothers and sisters and you're solving the world's toughest issues right in the local atmosphere in which you live. You are a part of the solution. You are not a part of the problem. Then your life transforms. I'm so proud to be a part of the Pulsechain community. Even if you're in this community and you know me, you love me, I love you too. If you don't love me, I still love you. That's what unconditional love is about, and it's powerful. You don't have to worry about somebody else's mistakes. All you have to do is not make the same ones yourself. How empowering is that? Finally, a mindset where you don't have to falter or fail in your own personal vision, in your own personal life because of the choices, the bad choices that other people make. Often I say things, and it takes reflection to fully understand what was said, to fully appreciate what's happening. So reflect upon these things. You know, I have to give you a lot of credit. You listen and you hear. Sometimes it's even hard for your happy healer to put himself in the mindset of somebody else who is not there. But yet that's where I am. And I have been in the mindset of the greed hell thinking, of the fear thinking, of the let's dump on the next guy quicker before somebody else can dump on me thinking. It's death. It's the quickest race to the bottom. It doesn't work. It does not work. And you got purpose and value. And in this program, that's what we're focused on. And we've been watching Bitcoin go bump, bump, Bitcoin go bump. Remember that. One thing you know about Bitcoin. Bitta is a coin, and it go bump, bump. I love you guys. And so we have a future that we can count on when we do it in abundance and love. We have a future. You know you can count on me to be consistent in my love. I always am. I am not going to sell you cheap under any circumstances. Now, you could sell yourself cheap, or I have to defend the world of abundance because you're working too hard in the world of greed and fear. And yet, it's about showing other people the stronger forces. I assure you, greed and fear is not the stronger forces. It is a force that betrays, it wimps out, it's selfish, it doesn't have a way forward for anybody but itself, and even that it fails in. It dies at the end of its game, at the end of its road, it dies, it betrays itself at the end, because it lives a lifetime of betraying everybody around them, and then by the time they get to the very end, that's when greed itself, the essence of the devil, it betrays them. That's because you can't betray every reason for life. Love is the reason for life. There is no other reason for life. And to enjoy the experiences you have in love makes life worth living. Don't forget that. That's why you're investing, to have that better life. Don't run from the problems we see. Be the answer to the problems. Be courageous. Don't sell on the whales who are trying to bring the price of Pulsechain up. We're working to get to all-time highs. We want to get to the sacrifice rate. We would like to get there before the end of this month. Have faith in what's happening. If you don't believe in the process, well then sure, sell, get out of the system. But if you believe in it, my goodness, then stick with it. Why would you be selling? And further, there is no other place that has their Happy Healer lover preaching about the world of abundance other than on Pulsechain. I assure you of that. And we're strong, and there's a lot of people who agree with that thinking. Why? Because this is a special community with a special founder, Richard Hart, who himself has written about this world of abundance, who has talked about this world of abundance and decentralized finance. Get into it. Get used to it. Lovers, we're taking on the world of hell, the world of greed. Lovers, we're winning because we care with all of our hearts, because we come in and we keep caring and we rely on one another, and together we become a force that's able to do anything. So remember that. Together we can do anything. So let me see here. I do know that Tangent wanted to have a conversation with his Happy Healer lover, although I don't know for sure that he's prepared for that. What we can do at this point now, I do know, I'll check and see if Tangent has reached out and he's actually ready to take that step or not. He said he is. I told him I'd be available today during this live program. We can go ahead and have him on board. We could do it on Twitter. We can have a live space. So I'm going to check into that, but I'm just going to give you a little bit more history first before I do that. Tangent is a good guy, okay? He believes in the future of Pulsechain. Of course, he's building other projects, and I don't know everything he's doing. There's some people that say he's been involved in, unfortunately, pump and dumps, things I don't respect. I think that if you're building something, you should stick with it. Why would you have people come in just to dump on their heads? Why are you so interested in taking profits so early? Let's build, and build. Are you starving? Do you need money for food? Is your rent due next week and you can't pay it? Well, then why are you pulling from the chain unless you don't trust the people who are coming in trusting you? And that, my friends, is what betrayal looks like. So don't do it. And I don't know, again, I'm not the one who have made those accusations. I'm repeating what I've heard from passionate other community members who themselves have been hurt. That is it. And I don't like seeing people hurt. I want to build and build and build. I want to put those builders on a pedestal and hold them up high, and believe that they're not going to do that. I want to admire them. Why would they ever do that? Why would they spend so much time building and then poop on their own projects? They were never serious about it to start with. And so that's what we're doing. We're shifting and sifting through all these projects to see who's serious about building on Pulsechain and who is here just to corrupt the system, take whatever money they can get out of it, and leave. We don't want those ones. Mr. Brutes, surely you're still tuning in. Why would you want to leave crypto in a mere year and a half? And if that's we're at the top of this bull run, and if that's what you want to do, you don't believe in the things we're building. You don't believe in that world of abundance. You don't believe in the evolution of people. You don't believe in the goodness of people then. You can't make that argument if that's what you're doing. You're only here to take as much as you can from the true believers, from the true builders, and then leave them wrecked. Come on, man, there's a better way to do it than that. Let's believe, my friend. Let's make a better world. And I know we can do it. So going back to Tangent, again, he believes in greed. He thinks that's what runs everything. Now, of course, that's the general view in greed hell. That's why it's the hell that it is. And greed makes hell. That's why I call it greed hell. Make no mistake about it. And it's obvious that if greed hell exists, its opposite would be there too. And there is an opposite. That opposite is the world of abundance. And we live in the world of energies and spirits. We have souls, we have intrinsic value, we have sacred value. And your happy healer lover can tell you that I love you because of my sacred value recognizes yours. And at the same point, these values in greed and fear versus love and courage, which is greed hell versus the world of abundance, also have these spiritual aspects to them. And the world of abundance is the exact opposite. What's the opposite of greed? Well, greed is selfishness. Love is caring and selflessness, just like decentralized finance. So, it's very obvious. The opposite of greed is love. And what's the opposite of fear? Now, greed causes fear because when you betray your brother, you have to worry about their anger, their frustration for having been wrecked. You see brutes talk around, oh, you're wrecked, pleb, oh, you're this and that. But if he caused it, then he's going to cause himself bad and negative energy upon himself, upon his soul, and upon his future. It's not good. Not in the energies, it sure is not. And so now he's looking around, oh, I'll buy a gun and the rest of it. I said, are you feeling a little bit vulnerable, sir? That's the kind of way we do feel when we do things like that. But it goes back to these energies. Greed causes fear, and it causes you to live that kind of life. What kind of life is that? That's no life. And how long do you want to live like that? That's not courage. So again, opposites of greed is love, care, and opposites of fear is courage. So love and courage always is more effective than greed and fear because its motivational base is different. It's not requiring bribes to move. Greed and fear always requires bribes, and then it worries about the things it did to get the things it has, and so it's in a state of fear. Where love and courage is about building, it's about bringing other people on board to build. It is the thing that enacts Metcalfe's law, the idea that two people come together and have the force of more than just two. That is not straight math. That is exponential numbers. That is the order of magnitude greatness. We are so filled with capacity in that sense. And talking to Tangent about this really set him off. And it really is something that has gotten into his head because I'm passionate. He's passionate, but he's passionate about making a name for himself and getting recognition for that, getting more viewers, and he's willing to stomp on anybody to do that. And I say, slow down, brother. There's another way of doing this. And it was new to him. So here was his reaction to that. Check it out.
It's starting to become a recurring theme in the show. There's so much greed, guys. There's so much greed and not enough love. And when you are coming and speaking to me from a greed mindset, I can just imagine you. I know that you are laughing at me like the devil, and you just can't win because you're coming from a place of greed. And I'm coming from a place of love. And I know everything about your position in this discussion, you know nothing about mine. You're not even on my level, and you probably could never be on my level, even if you tried. But obviously everything I'm saying is coming from a position of
Love
love.
has courage, that's for sure. Has confidence too.
You can tell, you can tell that it's loving because I fucking said it. I told you that this is loving, so that makes it loving. That's how this shit works. I just say it like a fucking woke. I just say that this is loving, and it becomes loving. And I say that you are the devil, you become the devil. That's how woke shit works, and that's what I'm doing here in this Twitter space that happened yesterday that I'm taking the piss out of. And if you weren't there, you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, and I don't care. It may have been recorded, probably not. I really don't care. I really don't care. But just know that my shit comes from a place of love, everyone else is the devil. And did I mention I'm launching a coin that's gonna solve that problem where the community is just dope and never sells? So it's kind of my vibe. It's kind of my new vibe where I just basically what I do because I'm guys, you wouldn't understand. You guys wouldn't understand. I'm not going to spend the time. I'm not going to spend the time explaining to you because one, you wouldn't understand. Two, you're probably just mocking me, laughing. I see the reacts. I can see you guys.
Oh boy. So I checked to see if he's ready to, have a discussion about this, and indeed he has not opened up another space, so I don't think it's going to happen this evening. But one thing I did check is why I can't get in there, because these guys block. As soon as you shine light and they realize that their ability to defend their actions against the light you represent is nil, they only know one thing: to hide. And that's what greed and fear does. It's all it can do. It's weak force. And it compromises your way forward. It compromises the work you're doing. It compromises your very soul, your future, and your life. That's why the world of abundance is only going to be made by lovers. That's why your HappyHealer lover is an unconditional lover. So that is where we're at. What I'm going to do is take you now to the Twitter sphere. I'll show you a bit about what's going on there. And again, I told you I was going to show you the bridge. So we'll jump into this stuff right now. I'm your HappyHealer lover. I care about the future of the world. I believe strongly that it's coming through Pulsechain here on blockchain. It's the only way we can get those devils out of our lives and to focus on bringing the future to people who have sacred value in a way with purpose, in a way with intrinsic value that shows their worth. I will never give up on that. I will never give up on you. Okay, so here you can see, let me turn this down just a wee bit. It's so great to have you guys on board, and you're all family to me. Know that life is so precious, and you are precious to me. So that's so important to know. So yeah, I invited Hex Tangent here to the program, and I made sure that he recognizes which profile I would be on, which is my HappyHealer USA profile. And I haven't gotten a response from him. However, somebody else did jump in and say something to the tune of he's co-hosting a bullish space, but probably somebody on that host platform is blocking me, which is not giving me access into it. I've tried to access it and it's saying it's not accessible. So guys, get your stuff together, quit blocking people, especially people who only love you and want to see a better future for us all. Don't run from that. If you can't protect your views and they leave you vulnerable, change them. That's of course your choice to make. I say don't be weak, change them. And that's important to do on your own. However, that's your choice to make. What I want to do is show you the Pulsechain bridge at this point, since we had that on the program. When you go to the bridge, just as you ever have done before, you'll be introduced to this site right here. And let me get you the best view of this site. This is how you get money onto Pulsechain. There we go. Bear with me as I'm moving this thing around to get you the best views of this site. Okay, so from here you can see this is the first thing you're greeted with when you go to the site. And at the top, I don't know if you can read that. No, you can't. Let's move it down a bit here so you can see this is the bridge. And you get here by typing into your search bar bridge.pulsechain.com and /#/bridge, and get that link. Be very careful about how you get that link. I will leave a link in this video for you so that you can get that link safely. In fact, let me pull this down a bit more. You'll be able to see that link in this right now. So there you go, right at the top there. There it is, bridge.pulsechain. That's where you belong. Pause the video, look at that carefully, and make certain you're going to that site specifically, no other site. There are too many scams in crypto to get this kind of stuff wrong. Okay, so once you first get to this site, you are met with these notices here. Decentralized robustness and privacy are core principles of real blockchains. That's what we talk about. That's what the founder always talks about. And so what you'll want to do is, depending on how you're accessing the bridge in order to bridge money over, hopefully you're doing it in a secure area, which means you're not out at the coffee shop doing it. You're at home on your computer on a secure network, and you download these files depending on which one is correct for you. For me, I used a Mac OS, or if I'm using my laptop, I can use Windows. But of course, you could use any one of these that are appropriate, and they're all here. Let me make sure you could see this. Let me move this up just a tad bit so you could see the rest of the options here. And yeah, you could run it directly from your desktop, which is very empowering, isn't that? So remember the empowerment behind doing things decentralized way. You'll get so, you'll feel so empowered by this, because this is what decentralized finance is. All of us believe in the system, we give it value, and nobody can stop that process from happening. That's so empowering. And look at whatever one it is that you're going to do. Click on it to download it. After you download it, I don't think I can show you that easily here, but what you'll end up with is an individual file. Okay? And on that file, it'll have read me instructions. So simple. I'm going to go ahead and give you a view of me now, because it really doesn't matter to show this for what I'm saying. Instead, it's better to see me, I think. And you can see Pulsechain and some good messages. So what's most important is when you get this file downloaded, which it's safe, other people have done it. In fact, B Roots was talking about it earlier on Recordian, and some others. So download this file, and in there's a readme file, and it's very simple. If you're going on the chain and you want to make that connection, There's a little button, a gray play button. You push it. It brings you back to the website in order to do your transaction, just like you ever done before. You connect your wallet. And if you want to disconnect that, there is another button in which file you just click it, and it brings you again to that button. You click the play button and it stops it. So they're both active buttons that do active things. That's why they're play buttons. And that's how to get it done, folks. It's as simple as that. I encourage you to go through this process on your own. Reach out to me or somebody else in the community that you trust. In blockchain, never get advice. Never take any kind of help from someone you don't trust, that you know for certain it's them speaking, that it's not an imposter. So important. And then you can, check and see if what you're doing is proper or not. But it's really simple. It's straightforward. This is not like you're trying to do some kind of computer programming. It's really just downloading it, putting it on, saving it in a file where you remember where it is, and then working with that file every time you want to cross money from Ethereum to Pulsechain. That simple, and back. So that's covered. I hope that was informative for you. I hope you can trust the process. I'm telling you, it works fine. It's trustworthy. I have already been through it myself. So there you go. Any questions in that, feel free to leave those questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I think we covered most of everything. It's almost 6 p.m. It would have been great had Tangent actually been available and lived up to his challenge of a conversation, representing greed and fear. You see, he's so, tickled about it, isn't he? Maybe we'll get him next time. In any event, it is Friday evening. I wish you the best. Let's, before we end the program, take a look at our favorite here, Pulsechain. Whoa, we are seeing some great progress there as well. So let's check that out together. Great way to end the program this evening. And remember, when they're pumping the chain, if you can't be involved in the process of pumping and throwing money into it because you're already all bought in, you're still buying in by not selling. Don't sell on these guys' heads. Don't do it when they're working for you. They're part of our family. Again, not financial advice, but it's personal advice. Don't betray your brothers and sisters. My goodness. I got such mad love for all of you. We can do this together, and I'll see you on Tuesdays and Fridays here on Live at 5, your Happy Healer lover, for the go, for the world of abundance, for your brothers and sisters. God bless you and good night. Do it. We'll see you next week.